Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Real Talk Show. My name is Pale, and today we'll be talking about networking in churches. And I'm here with Dr.
Lidara Daniel by name. I'm
Okay.
a veterinarian by profession,
Oh,
and profession is truly noble. So you
oh,
can have that. So I'm a lover of God, lover of God's people, lover of the church,
okay.
and lover of social things also. So not just about the church only.
So I have a few questions to ask you today. So I hope you will do justice to them.
Let's hope so.
So, what does the word networking and building connection mean to you? Do you think the two are actually the same?
Hmm. Networking and building connection. Let me start this way. In this world of ours presently, what keeps us together is networking and connection. There's a particular value system that keeps every one of us together. Networking simply means an interaction by which we exchange information with each other. When networking is being used, if you go on LinkedIn, for instance, you see network, you see people under your connections, people having 200 connections, and people are not really maximizing what they call these networking and connections. For every human, what makes human human is the networking and connection ourselves. So networking comes before connection first. Networking is the process of action, of interacting, and there must be a purpose. The purpose is to get information. So if you are not holding a valuable information, there is no reason for me interacting with you. So the reason why humans come together, the why humans come together is because I perceive it to hold a value system in which I can benefit from. So I was saying from the beginning that networking comes from the computer world, and let's talk about it generally. In computer, for instance, now when they use the word networking has to do with various systems, that is computer systems coming together because they share a particular volume of information. That is, you carry an information, this other system also carry an information, this system also carry an information. Then the joining of those systems together is networking. And for every networking, there's what we call a communication protocol. So for everyone networking together, there must be a communication. We must understand ourselves. Now let's go to the scripture. The Bible says that can two work together except they do what they agree. So agreement first comes in terms of communication. So networking is different from connection. Now networking is the act. Is after networking. Now those you've networked, those you've connected with you to the same, those you have the same communication protocol is. Bear it in mind that while networking, not everybody will get connected to you.
Sure.
Do you know that? So those who you connected with doing networking is what we call your connections thereafter. So connections are those you've now shared a relationship with, whether business-wise, social-wise, or professional-wise. So those are those we call your connections, basically.
Wow, we're just starting and I'm already. I hope you're learning too. So, what are the things to look out for when you want to network in church?
Bringing networking to church. These days, most young ministers or most churches being raised these days are dwelling more on networking and connections. Because in the real sense, we had missed it for a very long time. We had missed it for a very, very long time. The church is an ecosystem. And every church is an ecosystem. Everyone has what they do to function. That is, you bring your value, I bring my value, he brings his value. That's what makes us function. The reason why I'm attending a particular church or the reason why I'm attending a particular denomination is because I believe that the head of that church carries the kind of knowledge I don't have. So in my little value, what I'm trying to do is to connect with his own knowledge, building a connection with him. So what I'm doing is networking to build connection with him. Now I can network with him. At the long run, I might not connect. I will leave the church because our communication protocol is getting different. So that's why you have people get into churches these days. They try and network. First thing, introduction is networking. Now, if I've been there for a while and I feel I'm not connecting enough, I will leave to where I will get connected because the communication language is totally different. So it's very, very important in church because the scripture makes us understand. Let me say something. And the scripture said something. It said that they all shared what they had amongst them, and none was poor. For poverty to be finally erased in the church, networking and connection has to be done. Because in the recent, we are people of different backgrounds. Churches are people of bringing both the rich, the poor together. Now, churches is the common ground for everyone, whereby I can call you brother, you can call me sister. You might be the MD of a bank, I will call you brother. But you will answer because in church, if I'm in your office and you're my boss, I can't call you brother. But for the sake of the umbrella that brought us together and for the love we share, for the love we share and for the sake of the umbrella, it's easy for me to connect with you in church. So if I'm in need of a favor and I perceive you have a higher value system, that means the first place I connect with you is in the church because that place, I have a common ground by which you can talk. How many of your friends have you left Because you guys no longer have common grounds together. You guys were growing up together. They said that 20 children cannot pay for 20 years. The Yoruba says so. So you left them because it gets to a particular time. You guys were no longer connecting. The communication protocol differs. It changes. So communication, networking, connection is very, very important in the church. For the church to grow and for the church to actually get to the heights by which God had ordained for the church to get to, we must connect with each other. Without connecting, the message can never be passed.
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, so what do you do when the person that you're trying to connect with, you're trying to network in church now? So what do you do when the person keeps like shunning you or doesn't want to relate with you?
Let me put it this way. The scripture says that anyone who seeks for his friend must show himself first friendly. I will give you a story. When I was in school, I attended Mayflower School in secondary school. I had a friend, his name was Williams. Williams was a man with no friend.
Wow.
So he doesn't have much friends. People find it difficult to connect with him. But I connected with him. How did I do it? Everybody has a common ground. Once you detect the common ground of everybody, you connect with them. Now, in churches, for the fact that the umbrella of church and Christ brings us together, there are different hierarchy. I won't disrespect you because I'm in church and we are now brothers in church. I see honor your status, the status they carry. So if you approach people on the basis of the honor they carry, there is no reason why someone will not be friendly to you. So the first thing is to check yourself and not check them. And number two, people at the top perceive two things. If you've not gotten the value system to connect with such person, the person perceives that what you are just coming to do is not to share knowledge, but to take out of what he has. He perceives you as more like, let me use the word beggar. Because people that are at the top perceive people that are lesser, they feel that there's a feeling because what they've had amongst themselves, what they've seen people under them do, is always to come and seek privileges and seek favor from them. So if, for instance, you approach me, for instance, and we get talking, and your first two lines is already asking me what I can do for you, then I know that there's something wrong. Now, if you approach me on the basis and foundation of the value system you carry, and I see that even though you don't have much, but the way you talk, I can perceive that this person carries the value system. I'm readily open to you to speak with you. So whenever you feel that you are repelled by people at the top in churches because you feel that they are at the top and you can't connect well, number one, check yourself. Are you approaching them on the basis of honor? Number one. Number two, do you carry similar value system to which they carry? You might not have gotten to the heights by which they have gotten to, but you must share a particular value system that they know that you also carry something. Because it is someone that is valuable that will attract another person that is valuable. You get it? So that's the basic idea in church. So, however, some class themselves and feel that, okay, I can't just connect with this person. That's why you see most rich people, after getting rich, they feel that I can't get what I need in this church again, and they're off. So, however, but number one, always check yourself. What I do for myself is that before I shift blame, I check myself first. What am I doing? God has helped me so much that I find it easily to connect with anybody I want to connect with, not because we are on the same level, but I just see it as a grace. So check your honor system, check the way you value them, and check if you also carry value yourself. So that's will help you.
Like all the responses that I'm getting from you, like myself, I'm just so full. So, if the purpose of connecting with somebody right now is for business growth,
Okay.
and then on the long run, maybe it graduates to an intimate kind of thing.
Okay.
So should you allow it to continue, or should it just cut it short?
See, that's why I said that the life itself is network, and life itself is connection. Even in a relationship, what brings you first together is network. So the person you are going to get married to today, what brings you first together is network. Network is a system of interacting. You perceive that there's something I can get from this person. That's why you are actually moving closer to the person. Now, normally business is business because there are various types of networking and there are various types of connects that you have. People have connections for various reasons.
Yeah.
There are professional connections that I know that in my professional line, there are people I connect with, and I know that these are professionals. There's connection in church. They are spiritual leaders. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So they are spiritual leaders. So there are connections for various places and various assignments as the case may be. Now, it is possible because we are emotional beings, especially when it comes with opposite sex connecting together. We've had cases of business partners eventually ending up together. So it is possible because we're emotional beings and because we've connected so well and we share the same value system to develop feelings for ourselves along the line, but it must be clear. Now, your feelings should never stand in the way of, if you are going for the connection for business, your feelings never stand in the way of business. Formality is formality. Then if both of you permit yourself to be informal in some aspects, then you can be informal. So for the fact that I have my wife sitting down and she's my boss in the office does not mean that I get there and say Oni, it does not stand. Do you understand? So my boss always becomes my boss. But when I get home, I can say Oni and she's my Oni. So my boss is my boss in my place of work. So the place of emotions while connecting cannot be ruled out, especially when it comes to the opposite sex at times. But know what you are doing. You cannot be flying around with everybody you want to connect with. Because people, when it comes to connection and you're exposed to people that hold high value systems, see, knowledge attracts. If you see somebody that is really knowledgeable, you are attracted to them.
Yeah.
Naturally. So knowledge attracts. It's not really about beauty. So if someone has something upstairs, people are easily attracted to them. So be careful and draw the line. Know whether you are truly emotionally attached or you are just carried away. You know, they call something Stockholm syndrome. The Stockholm syndrome is whereby a man in captivity or a lady in captivity falls in love with her captor. So it happens like that. You can easily fall in love with somebody that you are trying to connect with. So let's just be careful. So that's basically, but you can't do without it at times.
Wow, thank you very much. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you. Guys, hope you learned a lot too. So continue to follow us on all our social media platforms so you can watch more and more and gain more. We love you. See you next time. Bye.
Hi.